Hello everyone, this is Lamia and welcome to my channel Pure Moroccan. In today's video I'm making one of my favorite bread dough. Not only it's fresh and homemade, but it's really easy to make, and you can practically shape and stuff this bread with anything you like. So here I'm making my bread with chicken, tuna and cheese. So let's watch and see how it's gonna go. So as you can see, my dough doesn't really require that much, a few ingredients, and also I prefer or do it with your hand. So I prefer to knead the dough with my hand because you will not really need to knead the dough that much for like the total 5 minutes, and then until like the dough is smooth, and it should be like moist and soft. And the important part is the resting part. So once your dough is ready, you put it back in the bowl and you leave it for at least 30 minutes, if it's not 50 minutes, to rest. And here I'm making my first stuffing. It's chicken with green pepper. So what I'm gonna do, it's really easy. So everything is easy for me. I know. It's just like I love cooking. Like when you love cooking, like you see the cooking, it's easy. So I know for some people like that, like, oh, this is not easy. There's so many steps and the bread and the filling. Anyway, so here I'm not, so my chicken, I had already just salt, black pepper and olive oil on my chicken. I didn't want to like, I don't want to have anything that change the chicken taste or be like strong on taste. So I'm gonna have it very simple. Grilled chicken with I add some green pepper also to the grill, and I'm gonna add some fresh parsley and some olive oil. That's all. I'm not adding anything else, and it's so good. So here I'm adding also, I didn't mention the caramelized onion. I'm adding caramelized onion to my chicken. So if you go back to my Mediterranean diet video, I made so many side dishes. So it was one of them. But it's easy, like just onions, like saute with some black pepper, salt, and canola oil and olive oil. So I'm adding that, and I say that they're always in my fridge, and that's when they serve. It's really like so practical to have them. You can add them to sandwiches, you can add them to something like this if you want to stuff your bread, you can add them to salad. So now if you don't have the onions and you don't want to make onions, so you can add cheese. You can keep the same thing like chicken, green pepper, grilled, and you can add cheese. I don't want to add cheese because I have already one with cheese, so I don't want both bread to have cheese. So here I'm making my tuna stuffing. So what I need is tuna, green olives, salad, and I'm gonna mix everything with mayonnaise. Also some salt. Don't add a lot because the tuna is already salty, and some black pepper. That's all. And then for my cheese stuffing, I'm using some mozzarella and blue cheese. You're not limited to these two types of cheese. You can use any cheese you like. So on a clean surface, I'm gonna work my dough, and I'm gonna try to have to divide my dough in equal pieces. I'm just gonna try. I'm not picking on this one, and shape them on a little balls. And then it's important that while you're working your dough, you cover it with anything, like you can cover it with a towel like me, and then you keep working. So in this step, you're gonna use flour the rolling pin to flat your dough. So if it's thick, you can add some flour, but if not, it's not really required to add flour in this step to the dough. And you're just gonna flat each ball of your dough like into a circle, and the dough should be really thin. So my dough is ready. I'm gonna put them on the side, but just don't do this step like me, like one on top of each other, because when I have like just a few, I can do it because it goes fast. But here, because it took me like a few like time to get to finish them. So the last ones, they stick to each other a little bit. It was hard to separate them. So just try to put them from the beginning like separate, not one on top of the other. So here I'm starting forming my bread. For the ones with the chicken, I'm forming them like empanadas. So I'm cooking them in a skillet, which it should be really hot. The skillet, like leave it on over medium high heat for 2 minutes before you start cooking your empanadas. And then you, at the same time you're cooking, you form others because you don't have really to leave the dough rest in this step. Once you see the large brown spot, toasted spot, it means that is cooked. So what you're gonna do when you cook the bread, just count like 15-20 seconds and then flip, and then see if you need more. I don't think you're gonna need more because I always do this, like I count 15 and then I flip, and it's fine. I mean, it doesn't really need to be like brown. Once you see the toasted brown spot, it means that is cooked. So when it's cooked, try to cover it with the towel, just to keep the dough like soft and that doesn't dry. So for this empanadas, because the edge doesn't touch the skillet, so I had to turn them a little bit so they cook like from the side. But the ones that's like bread, I don't have to. I just flip like once. And now I'm gonna start cooking the ones with cheese, which are the easiest one for me. Like I really like cook them almost like once, twice a week. I love this bread with cheese, and it's easy. Like when you do just cheese now, like it looks a little bit difficult because we did like three different. But when you do just dough, like 1 cup, I use like 2 cups of flour and the same amount of olive oil and butter and and baking powder for the 2 cups also. I don't change like really. I just go like more or less for the flour, but the butter and the olive oil I keep the same amount. So I here like I always form them I don't know if I'm gonna pronounce it all right like quesadilla. So that's the form I choose always like for the one with cheese. So the cheese doesn't really melt like out, and it looks good and it tastes very good. So I have to mention just for the edge, you will need just water to stick them together. No need for egg or anything else. Just water, and they stick very good. And then at the end, I'm just gonna cook the flat ones. So these are also like just count 10-15 seconds from each side. When you see the large toasted brown spot, it means it's cooked. Sometimes this they're gonna give you like little bit hard time because sometimes they're not puffy. It doesn't mean that the dough is not good. It's just because it is a flat bread. So either if you can't open it, just I'm gonna show you how just to roll the tuna from outside. This is the only one which is like when you want to do it as it's a sandwich, you have really to be patient, and sometimes it just like as you can see this one, it's not opening, so that's okay. We're just gonna do with it. It doesn't mean the bread's still like very good and soft, but it just not doesn't give me like the pocket, like it doesn't open, so it's okay. So we just do it like this. This is the only one which require a little bit to be patient when you want to do them as a sandwich. Also this flatbread, like I always have it because I have like if you see how many times I made hummus, you're gonna know how much I love hummus, and to have it as a snack. So this is very good, like if you want to have hummus on the side with also this flatbread. And that's all for today. This is my recipe. I hope you're gonna like it and give a try. And let me know what do you think. Thank you so much for watching.